Bitcoin and Financial Market Astrology, November 15th to 30th, 2024. On November 15th, the full moon in Taurus, opposite the sun in Scorpio, brings heightened emotional sentiment, potentially marking a peak or trend reversal. This full moon, emphasizing Taurus's association with financial stability against Scorpio's intense transformative energy, could amplify volatility, especially in cryptocurrencies. A conjunction of the moon with Uranus and Algol in Taurus on the same day may introduce sudden market swings in both directions, sparking unpredictable price movements in Bitcoin and the dollar index, while traditional assets like precious metals might also experience unexpected shifts. On the same day, November 15th, Saturn stations direct, supporting market stability, particularly for blue-chip stocks and precious metals, though crypto may see sell-off as investors focus on fundamentals. The Uranus-Sun opposition on November 17th might cause sudden, sharp market moves once again due to external events, impacting commodities, tech stocks, and Bitcoin, with a slight boost to safe haven assets like precious metals. As the Sun enters Sagittarius on November 21st, the season's optimism may fuel risk-on sentiment, favoring stocks, tech, and crypto as speculation grows. Pluto's ingress into Aquarius on November 19th is a significant transition, ending an era at 29 degrees Capricorn and initiating a period focused on technological innovation, decentralization, and financial restructuring. This shift is likely to impact tech stocks and regulatory developments for cryptocurrencies, supporting long-term growth in these areas as new themes emerge around social and economic structures. Mercury in Sagittarius supports quick decisions and active trading, boosting speculative interest in tech stocks and crypto but risking impulsive market corrections. However, during its retrograde phase from November 26th, Mercury in Sagittarius can cause frustrations, delays and cautious reevaluations, with safe haven assets like precious metals and the dollar index potentially benefiting from mixed sentiment. Welcome to this video. Before we begin, please consider liking and subscribing to support my work. Today, we're diving deep into the key astrological events impacting financial markets, with a focus on Bitcoin. In the first part, we'll provide a historical and predictive analysis of how specific astrological transits and aspects have historically affected financial assets. By examining trends from past occurrences, we'll outline probable impacts on market sentiment, risk appetite, and trading patterns for Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and other key assets, giving you a roadmap of what to anticipate over the coming 2-week lunar cycle. In the second part, you'll find a comprehensive trading calendar specifically for Bitcoin, with references to other financial assets where relevant. This calendar offers a daily breakdown of transits and aspects, highlighting periods likely to show bullish, bearish, neutral, or high volatility. We'll also mark important void-of-course moon phases and moon transits through specific signs, adding insight into potential risk-on risk-off tendencies. Use the timestamps provided to navigate through the chapters, and check the description for links to previous forecasts. By understanding how planetary cycles influence human behavior and market dynamics, you can make more informed trading decisions, optimizing favorable periods while managing risks during more challenging times. Keep in mind, this video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always do your own research before investing. Now, let's dive into the details of Bitcoin and financial market astrology. Lunation cycle and market sentiment. Retail traders represented by the moon plays a crucial role in capturing the emotional and psychological dynamics of retail traders, who are often influenced by instinct and intuition in their decisions. Representing the public sentiment, the moon governs fluctuations in market mood, emphasizing emotional security and comfort as significant factors in financial actions. By timing trading activities with favorable moon phases and understanding VOC periods, traders can navigate market complexities with a strategic edge, using lunar insights to anticipate and respond to shifts in market sentiment. During the upcoming 2-week lunar cycle, the market dynamics is influenced by the moon's journey from Taurus through Sagittarius, and its transitions through the waning lunar phases. Starting with the moon in Taurus, the focus is on financial security, favoring stability in safe haven assets like gold and silver as investors become more risk-averse. This sentiment is the most intense on the day of the full moon in Taurus, November 15th, a point of heightened emotional sentiment and potential volatility. Opposing the sun in Scorpio, this full moon may lead to peak or reversal trends in markets, especially in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, where the clash between Taurus's material stability and Scorpio's transformative energy could spark sudden shifts. The full moon conjunct Uranus in Taurus brings additional unpredictability, often seen in tech-driven and crypto assets, with volatility potentially surging as sudden market moves unfold. Moving into the disseminating moon phase in Cancer, November 19th, the tone becomes introspective and cautious, favoring consolidation and stability-seeking behavior. As the last quarter moon in Virgo, November 23rd, arrives, markets may see a period of technical corrections, consolidations, and steadying influence as attention shifts toward details and analytical decision-making. The cycle concludes with the balsamic moon in Libra, November 27th, a reflective phase where markets are balancing out, with investors reassessing strategies and waiting for new opportunities, especially in precious metals and stable assets. Full moon in Taurus. The full moon in Taurus signals a critical point for financial markets, underscoring a deep focus on stability, personal wealth, and intrinsic asset values. As Taurus is ruled by Venus, this lunation places attention on material resources and value reassessment. This alignment can create shifts in sentiment, particularly as the moon in Taurus opposes the sun in Scorpio, highlighting tensions between personal and shared resources, as well as individual versus collective financial concerns. This full moon encourages both individual and institutional investors to revisit asset valuations, with a tendency toward favoring security over speculation. The Taurus full moon on November 15, 2024, at 24 degrees Taurus, is set against a powerful backdrop of transformative and unpredictable astrological energies. This full moon isn't just a regular lunation, it has the potential to create significant ripple effects across financial markets, with the involvement of disruptive influences like Uranus and the fixed star Algol. Taurus full moon opposite Sun in Scorpio, values versus transformation. The Taurus-Scorpio axis highlights the tug-of-war between the need for security, a Taurus, and the impulse for transformation, Scorpio. With the full moon in Taurus, material concerns such as wealth, resources, and stability come to the forefront, yet the Sun in Scorpio brings a more probing, intense energy. Investors may feel torn between holding on to secure assets and responding to market forces that challenge stability, potentially triggering sell-offs or caution-driven buying behavior. The Sabian symbol for this degree, an Indian warrior rides fiercely, human scalps hanging from his belt, suggests an instinctual drive to protect and assert value, emphasizing a raw survival energy. In financial terms, this may resonate as competitive, even aggressive, market moves, possibly triggered by sudden revelations or shocks. Moon Uranus Algol stellium, sudden market shifts and heightened volatility. The full moon aligns with Uranus retrograde and Algol, amplifying the potential for sudden, intense market movements. Uranus retrograde in Taurus points to shifts that may seem abrupt but are the result of gradual, underlying developments. Its presence near Algol, often deemed one of the most malefic stars, introduces themes of power and crisis. This conjunction may heighten market sensitivity, with emotions running high and investor behavior potentially marked by impulsive or defensive reactions. Algol's influence on financial markets often correlates with fear-driven sell-offs or quick responses to perceived vulnerabilities. As a demon star, it embodies taboo themes, the unveiling of hidden or suppressed concerns that could suddenly surface in market sentiment. Investors might experience a jolt to their confidence, navigating a landscape of fluctuating prices and increased risk sensitivity. Moon sesquisquare to South Node, Vesta conjunction in Libra, reassessing past strategies. The sesquisquare from the Moon Uranus Algol stellium to Vesta conjunct the South Node in Libra suggests tension between old alliances and the pressing need to innovate. In Libra, Vesta emphasizes commitment to traditional systems or strategies. Paired with the South Node, there's a karmic undertone, signaling that reliance on past methods may face limitations in today's unpredictable market environment. This aspect hints at institutional or regulatory players potentially clinging to established norms, but forced to adapt as volatility challenges traditional practices. Yod with Zeus and Pallas, strategic adjustments and regulatory influence. The Yod, or finger of God, with Zeus in Libra and Pallas Athena in Sagittarius at the base, directs its energy toward the Moon Uranus Algol apex in Taurus. Zeus represents authority and control, while Pallas brings wisdom and strategy. In this context, their combined force suggests the potential for strategic interventions in response to market volatility. Major financial entities may move decisively, employing strategic or regulatory measures to contain market shifts. A yod configuration often signals a critical moment requiring adaptation. For investors, this may indicate the need to recalibrate strategies quickly in response to destabilizing conditions. The focal point in Taurus highlights assets, stability, and tangible resources, underscoring a need for resilience and grounded decision-making amid potential market turbulence. Zeus opposite Eris Hygeia conjunction in Aries, discord and market health. An opposition between Zeus and the Eris Hygeia conjunction in Aries underscores the theme of discord and market integrity. Eris, known for her disruptive influence, paired with Hygeia, symbolizing health, suggests underlying tensions within the financial system. In Aries, this conjunction signifies an assertive push to reveal imbalances or disrupt the status quo, which may impact collective market health. Zeus in Libra adds a regulatory or leadership angle, indicating possible tensions between individual market participants and institutional forces. This opposition may bring forth issues related to market stability, as individual interests clash with broader regulatory or institutional efforts. If unexpected news or regulatory updates surface, they could trigger sharp market responses, with Eris and Hygeia prompting a reevaluation of structural weaknesses. Sun semi-square Vesta South Node, quincunx Hygeia Eris. The Sun semi-square to Vesta South Node and quincunx to Hygeia Eris further amplifies the full moon's tension, pushing for adjustments to established norms. These aspects suggest a potential shift in collective values and goals, challenging investors to navigate through a mix of fear, caution, and the need for decisive action. Hidden motives tied to the Scorpio Sun may come to light, unsettling participants as they face an evolving landscape where loyalty to old patterns is tested. Financial implications. Under this Taurus full moon on November 15, 2024, financial markets are set to experience immediate volatility driven by a series of astrological catalysts, each contributing to heightened sensitivity and rapid market adjustments. The Moon-Uranus conjunction, activated in the asset-focused sign of Taurus, suggests potential for sudden fluctuations, particularly in traditionally stable assets like commodities, real estate, and select fiat currencies. With Algol's influence, intensified downward pressure could lead to abrupt sell-offs as retail investors react defensively to market swings. Additionally, Mercury in Sagittarius opposite Jupiter in Gemini highlights vulnerabilities in international trade and currency markets, raising the risk of disruptive shifts in exchange rates or trade agreements. This is compounded by Mercury's semi-square to Pluto at 29 degrees Capricorn, hinting at possible regulatory announcements or corporate shifts that could add further uncertainty. Meanwhile, geopolitical tensions, indicated by Zeus's opposition to Eris Hygeia, and health and environmental concerns driven by Uranus and Taurus, also loom as potential triggers, underscoring the need for both retail and institutional investors to remain adaptable and vigilant. In the short term, this Taurus full moon ushers in a 2-week period of intense market volatility, driven by reactive trader psychology and heightened emotional sensitivity, especially among retail investors. The Moon-Uranus-Algol alignment in Taurus amplifies fear-based responses, creating fertile ground for sudden sell-offs, reversals, and defensive trading behaviors in assets like commodities and cryptocurrencies. Market makers, represented by the Sun in Scorpio, may capitalize on this instability, employing strategies to probe market liquidity and exploit retail traders' anxieties through calculated interventions. Over the longer 6-month period, the effects of this full moon suggest a structural recalibration, marked by potential regulatory changes and an emphasis on resilience within financial markets. With Pluto at 29 degrees Capricorn signaling transformation, we may see the introduction of policies designed to enhance market stability and security, favoring institutional control and encouraging cautious, sustainable investment strategies. As a result, retail traders might face limited speculative opportunities, while institutional players benefit from a fortified and resilient financial environment tailored to withstand future disruptions. From November 15, 30, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies like XRP are expected to experience heightened volatility, particularly due to Uranus's influence and various planetary aspects, which may drive both sharp gains and corrections. Stablecoins should remain relatively steady, though any significant regulatory announcements could disrupt liquidity. The dollar index is likely to see short-term fluctuations, especially around Mercury-Jupiter aspects, and may benefit from safe haven demand during conservative Venus and Saturn influences. Precious metals like gold and silver could see stable demand, bolstered by Neptune and Saturn retrogrades, as well as the safe haven appeal of the full moon in Taurus. Stock markets may experience mixed sentiment, with sell-offs in tech and commodity sectors driven by Uranus aspects, though Sun-Pluto and Sun-Mars aspects could support some bullish momentum. Tech stocks, influenced by Pluto's ingress into Aquarius, may benefit from a long-term focus on innovation, though short-term volatility could arise around Uranian aspects and Venus-Lilith squares. This period combines periods of cautious sentiment with speculative activity, suggesting a strategic approach for investors across multiple asset classes. Key astrological influences, November 15th to 30th, 2024. Sun's ingress into Sagittarius, November 21st. The Sun holds vital significance as it represents authority, power, and the core identity of the markets, illuminating the actions and intentions of influential figures like regulators, market makers, and large institutional investors. Solar transits and aspects can reveal key moments when these entities are likely to assert influence, signaling potential shifts in market direction, structural adjustments, or volatility phases. The Sun's placement and movements reflect themes of leadership, confidence, and strategic action, which often translate into decisive interventions or new market regulations aimed at stabilizing or steering market sentiment. Additionally, the Sun's aspects to other planets can mark periods when high-profile financial moves are made, impacting market trends and trader psychology. For individual investors, the Sun's transits serve as reminders to stay aligned with their core strategies and be prepared for influential forces that could alter the broader market landscape. During the Sun's transit through Scorpio, markets typically undergo deep financial transformation, marked by strategic, cautious behavior and increased fluctuations, as investors become more risk-averse. As we move through Scorpio season, there's intensified focus on macroeconomic and geopolitical uncertainties, with volatility more pronounced in assets sensitive to global events. Scorpio's penetrating energy encourages traders to focus on market fundamentals and adopt risk-aware strategies that emphasize stability over speculation. The November 15th full moon with the Sun in Scorpio may amplify emotional sentiment, potentially acting as a peak or reversal point, particularly for tangible assets and crypto. The Sun's opposition to Uranus on November 17th may bring surprise developments, sparking sharp moves in stock indexes and crypto assets, while the trine to Neptune on November 19th could introduce a cautious, subdued sentiment that steadies stocks and boosts safe haven assets. By November 21st, the Sun enters Sagittarius, bringing an expansive, optimistic energy that favors a risk-on sentiment in stocks, tech, and crypto. Optimism continues as the Sun trines the North Node on November 25th, signaling a bullish outlook for growth-oriented assets. This is further energized by the Sun's trine to Mars on November 27th, driving trading volumes and likely supporting bullish momentum across major assets as investors feel emboldened to take on more risk. Bitcoin markets are likely to experience a transformative phase driven by the Sun's transit through Bitcoin's 4th and 5th houses, emphasizing security, foundational value, and renewed investor interest. Until November 21st, the Sun in Scorpio highlights Bitcoin's 4th house, placing a strong focus on stability and wealth preservation. During this period, regulators and influential market participants may initiate protective or transformative measures that underscore Bitcoin's appeal as a core asset, potentially drawing interest from institutional investors and whales. This alignment encourages long-term positioning among investors, reinforcing Bitcoin's role as a foundational store of value. As the Sun shifts into Sagittarius and Bitcoin's 5th house on November 22nd, market sentiment may become more optimistic, leaning towards speculative interest and growth potential. The Sun's influence in Sagittarius favors expansion, creativity, and a risk-on attitude, potentially attracting increased trading activity and heightened speculative interest in Bitcoin. This phase brings an uplift in market momentum as investors explore opportunities for higher returns, with Bitcoin's position potentially benefiting from renewed bullish enthusiasm. Overall, this period blends consolidation and optimism, setting the stage for both strategic investment and speculative growth as market sentiment shifts into a more adventurous and optimistic tone. Mercury Retrograde in Sagittarius from November 26th. Mercury in the optimistic sign of Sagittarius promotes communication, quick decisions, and high trading volume. Historically, this transit correlates with increased trading activity, especially in speculative assets like tech stocks and cryptocurrencies. However, this period may also bring impulsive moves, leading to potential corrections if sentiment shifts too quickly. Mercury stations retrograde, November 26. Mercury retrogrades tend to cause delays and misunderstandings in financial matters. Known for communication breakdowns and reevaluations, this retrograde period may lead to uncertainty in the markets, as investors reconsider strategies. Traders might become more cautious, rethinking positions in volatile assets like cryptocurrencies and tech stocks. Historically, this period has shown mixed sentiment, with assets like precious metals and the dollar index often attracting safe haven demand. Mercury's placement in Bitcoin's fifth house, ruler of the third house, as Mercury moves through Bitcoin's fifth house of speculation, trading activity, and communication increase. Mercury in Sagittarius amplifies speculative interest, leading to high-energy trading and discussions about Bitcoin's market movements. This period could spark heightened discussions around Bitcoin's regulatory outlook and its long-term potential as an asset, with both optimism and risk-taking behavior driving market movements. This shift has historically driven sharp price swings in Bitcoin as increased enthusiasm sometimes leads to overbought conditions. Mercury retrograde in Bitcoin's fifth house, in Sagittarius, brings a period of introspection and reassessment. It adds an element of caution, with communication breakdowns and reevaluations impacting investor confidence. As the ruler of Bitcoin's third house, communication, analysis, and information processing, Mercury's retrograde signals a time when miscommunications, delayed decisions, and revisiting past strategies are likely to influence market sentiment. This period may prompt investors to reconsider their positions in Bitcoin and other speculative assets, as market participants reflect on past decisions and recalibrate expectations. While Sagittarius encourages risk-taking and speculation, Mercury retrograde may slow down or disrupt these trends. For Bitcoin, this could manifest as increased volatility and second-guessing among traders, especially around regulatory news or shifting market narratives. Investors might also revisit the long-term viability of Bitcoin as a growth asset, possibly leading to adjustments in market strategies. Investors might shift between bullish enthusiasm and cautious reappraisal, making for a potentially volatile end to the month. Saturn stations direct in Pisces, November 15. Saturn retrograde in Pisces typically signals a period of restraint, caution, and introspection, especially for financial assets sensitive to economic cycles. Historical trends suggest lower trading volumes and conservative sentiment across major markets, including stock indexes and cryptocurrencies. On November 15, at the time of the Taurus full moon, Saturn stations direct. This may bring a renewed focus on financial structures and stability with a reassertion of market discipline. Markets might see steadiness return, with potential bearish or neutral trends as cautious sentiment prevails. Cryptocurrencies may see corrections, as investors focus on long-term fundamentals. Historically, Saturn stationed direct marks a shift towards optimism for stable assets like precious metals. Saturn in Bitcoin's 8th house, financial transformation and structural limitations. Saturn's transit in the 8th house brings a more serious, restrictive influence to Bitcoin markets. The 8th house governs shared resources, power dynamics, and deep financial restructuring, suggesting that Bitcoin is entering a phase of maturity within the broader financial system. This transit emphasizes accountability and brings to the forefront issues related to regulatory constraints, resource redistribution, and the long-term sustainability of Bitcoin as a financial asset. Saturn in the 8th house insists on rigorous standards and structural integrity, reminding the market that for Bitcoin to succeed on a large scale, it must withstand regulatory and financial scrutiny. Pluto in Aquarius 2024 to 2044. Between November 15, 18, Pluto's critical final degree in Capricorn at 29 degrees marks a culmination of transformations in power structures and economic foundations, often linked to regulatory and structural shifts. This position can bring market volatility, particularly in sectors like tech stocks and cryptocurrencies, as these industries are sensitive to changes in economic frameworks. When Pluto enters Aquarius on November 19, it heralds a two-decade phase centered on technological innovation, decentralization, and societal restructuring. This shift supports long-term growth in tech stocks and revolutionary sectors, with cryptocurrencies likely to see greater adoption and regulatory support. Pluto's ingress into a new sign aligns with economic restructuring. In Aquarius, it is amplifying focus on tech advancements and potential regulatory changes impacting digital assets. On November 21st, Pluto's sextile to the Sun encourages strategic confidence, favoring transformative sectors like tech, biotech, and high-growth assets. This supportive aspect may bring bullish sentiment as investors lean into assets associated with power and long-term stability. Pluto in Aquarius, an influence that will be felt over the next 2 decades, introduces a transformative wave focused on technology, innovation, and collective restructuring in financial markets. Aquarius, associated with forward-thinking and disruptive change, means Pluto's entry signals a shift towards decentralization, highlighting blockchain technology, digital assets, and tech-driven financial solutions. Financial markets may see regulatory changes supporting innovation while encouraging sustainable growth and transparency. Tech stocks and decentralized finance (DeFi) assets could thrive under this transit, though the influence of Pluto may also reveal underlying vulnerabilities, encouraging investors to assess risks and long-term viability carefully. As Pluto enters Aquarius and transits Bitcoin's 6th house, this placement will bring attention to Bitcoin's role as a stable, day-to-day component of financial markets, highlighting operational aspects, efficiency, and serviceability. The 6th house influence emphasizes the importance of reliability and stability, suggesting that Bitcoin's fundamental value could be reinforced as investors seek long-term dependability in volatile markets. This transit could also attract regulatory interest, as Pluto's influence in Aquarius brings the potential for transformative legislation that may encourage institutional support while increasing scrutiny. Bitcoin's appeal as a secure, foundational asset could grow as this transit supports innovations and improvements that bolster its functionality and presence in everyday financial transactions. During this transformative period, Pluto's conjunction with Bitcoin's natal Jupiter in the 6th house suggests that Bitcoin's value proposition is undergoing a significant shift. Jupiter, associated with expansion and optimism, magnifies Pluto's transformative energy, intensifying efforts toward compliance, stability, and global integration. This conjunction encourages Bitcoin to align its operational practices with broader financial standards, potentially appealing to a larger audience, including institutions and regulatory bodies. Bitcoin trading calendar, November 15th to 30th. November 15th, full moon in Taurus, Saturn stations direct. The full moon in Taurus, on November 15th, is likely to heighten emotional sentiment and may signal a peak or reversal in market trends. This full moon could drive a reevaluation of risk, favoring stable assets such as precious metals, while also triggering volatility in speculative markets like crypto, where Bitcoin and XRP may experience price swings or corrections. The moon's conjunction with Uranus and the demon star Algol at the time of the full moon further increases the likelihood of abrupt market shifts, especially in assets sensitive to unpredictability, such as tech stocks, the dollar index, and cryptocurrencies. Investors should watch for news that could spur reactions, as Taurus's stability and Uranus's volatility create a mix of security-seeking behavior and sudden market moves. On November 15th, at the time of the Taurus full moon, Saturn stations direct. This may bring a renewed focus on financial structures and stability with a reassertion of market discipline. Markets might see steadiness return, with potential bearish or neutral trends as cautious sentiment prevails. Cryptocurrencies may see corrections, as investors focus on long-term fundamentals. Bitcoin's transits under the Taurus full moon reflect a mix of supportive and challenging aspects. The moon in Bitcoin's 10th house, trinatal sun in Capricorn, a harmonious alignment that generally enhances positive sentiment and price stability, likely leading to minor upward movement or steady price action. Additionally, the moon's trine to natal Saturn in Virgo introduces a disciplined tone, offering solid support levels and cautious optimism, which historically favors conservative, steady price holds. However, the moon square to Bitcoin's natal Neptune could introduce volatility and speculative behavior, with potential for brief dips as emotional and uncertain trading influences emerge. Finally, Venus in Capricorn in the 5th house, square Bitcoin's natal moon, which may cause short-term weakness, as emotional responses to news or market sentiment temporarily influence price, often leading to a quick recovery once this transit passes. November 16th to 17th, moon in Gemini. On November 16, the moon's trine to Pluto at 29 degrees Capricorn intensifies financial focus, favoring institutional strategies and high-volume trading. Precious metals, particularly gold, are likely to benefit from strategic buying, bolstering support levels. For Bitcoin, this aspect could bring stability, with stronger institutional interest reinforcing market sentiment. Later in the day, as the moon moves into Gemini, trading activity picks up across speculative assets, increasing market volatility. The moon's movement through Gemini introduces high transaction volumes and quick trading, often favoring speculative assets like tech stocks and cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin and XRP may experience notable price swings, while the dollar index and stock indexes reflect heightened sentiment and rapid shifts in trading dynamics. On November 16, the moon's trine to Bitcoin's natal Jupiter at 29 degrees Taurus boosts optimism, creating a favorable environment for mild price gains and attracting buying interest. Meanwhile, Venus's conjunction with Bitcoin's natal Mars at 5 degrees Capricorn amplifies trading activity, bringing more aggressive price movements. This aspect historically aligns with higher trading volumes among retail investors and a mix of sharp upswings and quick profit-taking. The Uranus-Sun opposition on November 17 might cause sudden, sharp market moves once again due to external events, impacting commodities, tech stocks, and Bitcoin, with a slight boost to safe haven assets like precious metals. On November 17, the moon conjuncts Jupiter in Gemini, amplifying optimism and risk appetite, favoring tech stocks and speculative assets. This aspect can lead to a rally in Bitcoin and XRP, though gains may be temporary, driven by a surge in trading volume as confidence peaks. However, the moon's square to Saturn, Gemini Pisces, later on November 17 may introduce caution, with risk sentiment cooling, potentially strengthening the dollar as investors seek safety. This aspect could trigger profit-taking in tech stocks and limit upward momentum for cryptos like Bitcoin and XRP, as a conservative tone tempers risk enthusiasm. On November 17, the moon's square to Bitcoin's natal Uranus introduces an element of unpredictability, likely driving sudden, rapid price shifts. This aspect often corresponds with abrupt changes in trend, adding notable volatility to Bitcoin's market behavior. November 18 to 19, Moon in Cancer, Pluto ingress into Aquarius, November 19. During November 18 to 19, the moon in its home sign of Cancer brings a cautious tone to the markets, as investors prioritize stability and safe haven assets. Precious metals may benefit from this sentiment, while stock indexes and the dollar index could see consolidation, and cryptocurrencies may experience reduced speculative interest. Early on November 18, a void of course is VOC, a moon from 4:08 to 8:50 am Universal Time Coordinated could lead to subdued trading, with markets often quieter or displaying erratic movements during these times. For Bitcoin, the moon's opposition to its natal Pluto and a square to its natal moon bring potential volatility, with increased selling pressure and cautious sentiment possibly triggering a price correction. Mercury's trine to Bitcoin's midheaven on the same day may offer positive sentiment, perhaps linked to favorable news or institutional support, but a square to Bitcoin's natal Uranus suggests the potential for sudden, unpredictable reactions, especially if unexpected news arises. Pluto's ingress into Aquarius on November 19 is a significant transition, ending an era at 29 degrees Capricorn and initiating a period focused on technological innovation, decentralization, and financial restructuring. This shift is likely to impact tech stocks and regulatory developments for cryptocurrencies, supporting long-term growth in these areas as new themes emerge around social and economic structures. The disseminating moon phase in Cancer on November 19 encourages introspective trading, likely leading to further market consolidation and safe haven interest, while the moon's opposition to Bitcoin's natal sun could introduce mixed sentiment and conservative market behavior. November 20th to 22nd, Moon in Leo, Sun ingress into Sagittarius, November 21st. The moon's transit through Leo brings a bold, risk-on energy, fostering optimism and speculation in the markets. On November 20th, a midday void of course is VOC, a moon from 11:19 to 13:51 Universal Time Coordinated may lead to mixed sentiment and reduced activity, especially in speculative assets. However, once the moon enters Leo at 13:51 Universal Time Coordinated, a more confident and optimistic atmosphere emerges, benefiting cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and XRP, which may see increased buying interest and potential volatility. The moon's conjunction with Mars on November 20th heightens market aggression, possibly triggering sharp price swings in Bitcoin and other assets. Meanwhile, a Moon-Mercury opposition could lead to misinterpretations of market signals, causing brief volatility. Jupiter's sextile to Bitcoin's midheaven enhances institutional optimism, potentially supporting gradual price appreciation. On November 21st, the Sun enters Sagittarius, bringing an expansive, optimistic energy that favors a risk-on sentiment in stocks, tech, and crypto. November 21st sees Bitcoin's sentiment further bolstered by the Sun's sextile to its natal Jupiter, which tends to favor growth and upward momentum. The Moon's conjunction with Bitcoin's ascendant on the same day could amplify emotional sentiment, leading to a brief price boost. However, on November 22nd, the Sun square to Bitcoin's natal Venus suggests potential resistance in price action, leading to consolidation or slight correction. Later that day, the Moon enters Virgo, signaling a shift to a more cautious and analytical approach, which could slow trading and reduce volatility, especially for cryptocurrencies. November 23rd to 24th, Moon in Virgo. The Moon's transit through Virgo brings a more analytical and cautious trading atmosphere, encouraging consolidation and slower trading. Historically, Virgo's influence reduces volatility, leading to less speculative activity and a focus on technical analysis. Precious metals and the dollar index may experience stabilization, while cryptocurrencies could see subdued trading as investors become more risk-averse. On November 23rd, the last quarter moon in Virgo signals a time of reflection and possible technical correction, with stocks and cryptocurrencies likely consolidating and Bitcoin seeing a short bullish momentum due to the moon's trine with its natal Mars. The conjunction of Venus with Bitcoin's Sun in Capricorn may bring market support and stability, contributing to steady, slightly bullish price action. On November 24th, the Moon's opposition to Saturn in Pisces brings a cautious, defensive sentiment, potentially cooling market enthusiasm. For Bitcoin, this opposition could result in reduced volatility and challenges in breaking above resistance levels. However, the Moon's opposition to Bitcoin's natal Uranus may trigger sudden price swings or market reactions, while Mercury's sextile to Bitcoin's natal Neptune offers a subtle boost, potentially sparking speculative optimism around news or future projects. November 25th to 27th, Moon in Libra, Mercury Retrograde, November 26th. From November 25th to 27th, the Moon's transit through Libra brings a focus on balance, partnerships, and careful decision-making, leading to mixed market sentiment. The period begins with the Moon in Virgo opposite Neptune, which can introduce confusion and uncertainty, making market direction unclear. This could lead to erratic price movements in cryptocurrencies, while the dollar index may weaken. The Moon enters Libra at 11:20 Universal Time Coordinated on November 25th, which generally encourages a more moderate, balanced approach to trading. Stock indexes may show moderate gains, but speculative assets like cryptocurrencies could see less momentum. Libra's influence on partnerships may boost interest in assets like XRP, which could benefit from increased speculative moves. On November 25th, the Moon's trine with Bitcoin's Mercury fosters clearer communication and a more stable price environment, potentially reducing volatility. However, an opposition to Bitcoin's natal Moon could bring some internal conflict and consolidation as traders reassess their positions. On November 26th, Mercury's retrograde station signals a time when miscommunications, delayed decisions, and revisiting past strategies are likely to influence market sentiment. This period may prompt investors to reconsider their positions in Bitcoin and other speculative assets, as market participants reflect on past decisions and recalibrate expectations. On November 26th, the Sun's trine with Bitcoin's natal Moon supports a harmonious market environment, likely contributing to a mild upward trend in Bitcoin. The balsamic moon phase on November 27th, with its reflective and introspective qualities, tends to result in less trading activity as investors pull back and wait for new opportunities, likely leading to a quieter market. The Moon's opposition to Bitcoin's midheaven on November 27th could cause some price softening or consolidation as the market experiences internal conflict. Additionally, Venus square to Bitcoin's midheaven may introduce tension regarding value perception, potentially creating resistance to price growth and leading to pullbacks. Overall, this period favors a more cautious and balanced approach, with less volatility and more consolidation across the markets. November 28th to 29th, Moon in Scorpio. The Moon's transit through Scorpio brings an intense and emotionally charged atmosphere to the markets. Scorpio's energy amplifies both financial stakes and market uncertainty, often leading to strong, directional moves or significant volatility. This period is likely to see heightened reactions, particularly in speculative assets like cryptocurrencies and tech stocks, which may experience sharp price fluctuations. On the other hand, precious metals and the dollar index may attract safe haven demand as investors seek stability in the face of the intense market energy. On November 28, the Moon in Scorpio forms a trine with Bitcoin's natal Uranus, which can spark unexpected optimism or innovation. This aspect can trigger a favorable sentiment shift, potentially leading to a quick rally in Bitcoin's price. Historically, this alignment has often resulted in brief but sharp price spikes, driven by favorable news or developments. Additionally, Venus in Capricorn sextiles Bitcoin's natal Uranus on November 28. Venus-Uranus sextiles are associated with unexpected positive surprises, encouraging innovation and sudden bullish moves. This aspect may align with positive news or developments, which could lead to a sudden increase in Bitcoin's price, further amplifying the volatility of the day. As the Moon continues its Scorpio transit on November 29, its intense energy may continue to influence market sentiment, fostering both volatility and directional movements. Investors could see increased activity, especially in speculative markets like Bitcoin, as traders react to both emotional and financial stimuli. This period may present opportunities for quick gains, but the heightened uncertainty calls for cautious risk management. November 30, Moon in Sagittarius. On November 30, the Moon in Sagittarius brings an optimistic and expansionary influence to the markets. Sagittarius typically fosters a hopeful atmosphere, encouraging risk-taking and optimism, which can lead to positive momentum, especially in stock indexes and tech stocks. Cryptocurrencies may experience renewed interest, driven by a bullish sentiment as investors look for growth and speculative opportunities. However, on this day, the Moon also forms an opposition with Uranus, Scorpio Taurus, which is known for creating abrupt shifts in market sentiment. Uranus aspects can bring unexpected changes, particularly in assets governed by Taurus, like precious metals, and Scorpio, like cryptocurrencies. As a result, cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and XRP are likely to see heightened volatility, possibly reacting strongly to any regulatory or macroeconomic news. Precious metals may also experience price shocks, as investors respond to global instability or economic uncertainty. The dollar index could also face fluctuation, especially if the market sentiment shifts suddenly. In terms of Bitcoin's price action, the Moon in Sagittarius forms a trine with Bitcoin's natal Moon, fostering emotional harmony and steady market sentiment. This alignment typically supports calm, positive sentiment, which could lead to slight gains or stability in Bitcoin's price. Additionally, Venus in Capricorn forms a trine with Bitcoin's natal Saturn, which tends to favor stability, discipline, and long-term value focus. This aspect supports investor confidence and strengthens support levels, potentially encouraging a bias towards slow, steady growth in Bitcoin's price. The Sun in Sagittarius also forms a trine with Bitcoin's ascendant, creating a positive, charismatic environment that can lift overall sentiment. This alignment historically encourages positive momentum for Bitcoin, which may result in an end-of-month rally, with price appreciation as investors feel optimistic about the outlook. Overall, while the day carries some risk due to the Moon-Uranus opposition, the other supportive aspects suggest a generally positive and stable market environment for Bitcoin, with potential for growth, especially toward the end of the month. This concludes our Bitcoin and financial market forecast. Thank you for watching. See you next time.